Since 9/11, the U.S. and its allies have done a lot to step up security at airports and borders around the world. But could a terrorist still slip into this country undetected? A 2-year Dateline NBC investigation raises some troubling questions about controls over travel documents that are supposed to be a critical safeguard: passports. The man you see here in disguise has just arrived at the U.S. border in Mexico. He's traveled thousands of miles, crossed 8 borders undercover, the way a terrorist might, using fraudulent passports. Ron Noble, who runs the international police agency Interpol, says illicit travel documents pose a much bigger threat than you might think.
When you think about the threat that terrorism presents to the world community, we'd say it's the #1 problem.
False papers, he says, are fuel for terrorists.
Especially Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda believes that it's important for its terrorists to be able to move freely throughout societies undetected.
The terrorists who led the 1993 World Trade Center attack came to the U.S. on a stolen Iraqi passport. Several 9/11 hijackers had doctored papers. So did bombers in Madrid in 2004 and in London in 2005, says Noble. But how easy would it be for a terrorist to obtain a fraudulent passport? Just go to a city like Lima, Peru, counterterrorism experts say. Using hidden cameras, NBC News finds a thriving black market. This T-shirt vendor peddles stolen passports by the bagful. This British passport cost $100 on the black market. It was stolen from Alison Shelley, who was visiting Lima.
I stood in a cafe in Lima with no passport and no money at all, and I just felt really lost.
To use Alison's stolen passport, experts say, a traveler would have to look like her or replace her photo, and that's risky. Forgers in Peru doctored this Swedish passport for $500, but the new page is obvious. The passport most prized by terrorists is a genuine one, issued by a government agency under a false name. And that's available in Lima, too, from brokers like this man, Jorge.
Look, I've been at this for 25 years. I come from the immigration service, from the bottom. I come from the basement.
Jorge's customer, we'll call him Mario, is really an undercover investigator working with NBC News.
You'll be taken care of. I'll have to talk to my friend. I'll give him some cash and tell him to take good care of you.
The broker, Jorge, tells Mario he has government insiders on the take and brings one to meet Mario at a cafe. The man has Mario sign some forms, details to be entered into government computers to make Mario's new identity official.
4 days later, I had my national ID. I think the corruption that exists in that office is obvious.
Getting a passport is now a mere formality, Jorge says. He tells Mario to bring a final cash payment to a plaza in the heart of Lima. The exchange made out in the open.
I take care of my people, don't I?
Mario puts the new papers to the test. He travels to Peru's border with Chile.
If the documents weren't real, if they weren't authentic, the police in Peru would arrest me.
His new identity apparently shows up in the system, and his passport is stamped as he exits Peru, and stamped again as he enters Chile. Once validated, a passport like that can be used to travel worldwide, which is why Interpol's Ron Noble is so concerned.
People should be very troubled by how a gaping hole that existed before the September 11th terrorist attacks, before the Madrid attacks, the London attacks, that the gaping hole is still gaping.
And to give you an idea of the extent of this problem, the Department of Homeland Security says it has seized more than 30,000 fraudulent travel documents at U.S. borders just last year. And you can see the full report on Dateline tonight at 8 Central Time here on NBC.